What's up, everybody? It is your boy Baddog here with another New York Yankee video. I swear to God, it seems like the only time I really make Yankee videos is when they're really pathetic. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up. It helps out the video. Hit the subscribe button, ring the bell. There'll be a lot more Yankee content coming up here. I feel like my hat's crooked. There'll be a lot more Yankee content coming on here probably in May once the NFL draft is over. The NFL draft is this week. Lakers are still playing NBA basketball. So, and obviously I like to cover the NBA playoffs whether the Lakers are there or not. But starting in May, there'll be a lot more Yankee content, a lot more videos. I plan on doing some kind of Yankee live stream. Chris and I, my buddy that I do the Giants talk show with, we're going to do like a New York sports thing. He's a Mets fan. I'm a Yankee fan. We're going to work with Pete some more. I want to do some more games with him. And of course, I'll call my own games as well. So hopefully you guys will like and subscribe. Like I said, a lot more Yankee stuff coming up here in May. I'm not going to yell in this video. I'm not going to yell. Like the Yankees, it's not worth it. Every year, it's the same thing. Every year. I said this either last year or the year before. The Yankees are not going to win another World Series as long as Brian Cashman's the GM. And I don't understand why Brian Cashman is still a GM. The Yankees did nothing in this offseason. Nothing. They signed Aaron Judge back. And they added Carlos Rodon, who's hurt. Carlos Rodon's a good pitcher. I like the move. I think he'll pay off. Okay? But this Yankee offense is horrible. And it's not the Yankee pitching that hurts this team. And I'm not talking about the regular season. The Yankees are going to make the playoffs. I'll be shocked if they don't. Okay? 162 games. You're going to beat up on really bad teams. There's a lot of bad teams in Major League Baseball. You're going to beat up on them. The Yankees are going to win 92 to 97 games. They may not win the division, but they'll find their way into the playoffs. It's what they do every year, okay? They find their way into the postseason. And sometimes they get out of the first round. And what is it, 3 times now, 4 times, the Astros have eliminated them. When you look at the Yankees roster right now, what makes you think they're good enough to beat Houston again? What makes you think they're good enough to beat Houston this year? What makes you think when you look at this Yankee lineup and you go, oh, these guys are going to be the difference? Now, I like the fact that they're playing the young players, Cabrera, Peraza, Volpe. They're off to a slow start, but you got to let them play. Maybe they turn into something. I'm not really talking about them. I'm talking about the Aaron Hickses of the team. I'm talking about the Kyle Higashio, because although he's a backup catcher, I guess, I don't know, Gleyber Torres is not good. Josh Donaldson is hurt, but he's trash. IKF is a backup utility guy. Giancarlo Stanton hit like 210 last year, and now he's hurt again. Anthony Rizzo's off to a really good start. But this Yankee team, the numbers really don't matter. That's why I always say statistics are overrated. They don't tell the whole story. They just don't. They tell half the story. If you are, say, 0-3 in one game, it looks terrible. You're down 9-0. You hit a 3-run homer in the 9th. You lose 9-3. Your stats look good. 3-run homer. At the end of the year, you on the back of your baseball card, you get an extra homer, an extra 3 RBIs. But how much did it really matter? The Yankees, this team they don't build rallies. They don't put together hits. It is still a lineup that has very little contact. 10 out of their last 11 games, this team has scored 3 runs or less. The last 2 games, they should have been shut out. They scored a run in the 9th and a Rizzo homer. Last night, I don't know how the game finished today. They were down 4-0. I came down to stream the game. They scored a run in the 9th inning again. I don't know how that was scored. But again, the game is already decided. They really should have been shut out the last 2 games. So offense is inconsistent. The middle of the lineup without Giancarlo Stanton, Could be the worst middle of the lineup in the major leagues. Franchi Cordero, Willie Calhoun. These are the guys in the middle of your order. How does Brian Cashman have a job? How? How does a man who has won one World Series, and I'm not counting 98, 99, or 2000. I will not give him credit for those. Yes, he added some nice pieces. Okay? He went out and got Scott Brocious. That was a big deal. David Wells was Wells there? I don't remember when Wells was there. I think he got David Wells. Okay? Maybe he didn't. I don't know. But anyway, I digress. I don't remember when David Wells got the Yankees. I want to say it was 98. But that team, the core four, the core five, that was already there. Bob Watson, Gene Michael. Okay? David Cohn was already there. Jimmy Key was already there. They had these guys. Tito Martinez was there. The Yankees had that all together. Brian Cashman spent $500 million in 2009. They still had the core four, which he had nothing to do with. You know, they spent a lot of money and they won a World Series. CC Sabathia, Mark Teixeira, Robinson Cano was a great draft pick. That's one of the few things Cashman's done well. But Murderers Row and Cano, they won one World Series. And that's the last time they've been there. The Yankees are not a small market team. The Yankees have plenty of resources. They can outspend anybody if they choose, except for maybe the Mets. Steve Cohen don't care. I can tell you if George Steinbrenner was still alive, he wouldn't be letting Steve Cohen outdo him. Problem is, the Yankees spend money. The Yankees have one of the highest payrolls in the league. They spend it poorly because the analytical department and the GM don't know how to construct a consistent or balanced baseball team. It's okay to have a couple of guys in your lineup that hit 240, 250 and strike out 175, 180 times a year and hit 35 home runs. It's okay to have a couple of those guys. It is not okay to have a lineup that has, right now, 7 guys hitting under 200 with no power. That you can't have. You can't have a bunch of punch and Judy hitters that strike out. You can't have guys that have no power that strike out 150 times. That's what the Yankees have. They don't manufacture runs. They don't know how to build a rally. And again, in the regular season, they will find a way to mash their way to 92 wins because a team like this is going to get hot at some point. They're going to go on a roll for 2-3 weeks where they're hitting the ball out of the ballpark and they're all hitting and they go on a binge where they hit, 16 homers in 7 games against really bad teams, and they have a run where they're 11-3. But again, you're the Yankees. You're not just looking, at least you're not supposed to just be looking to get into the postseason. You're supposed to be looking to win a World Series. Brian Cashman has never found a way to make this team better than Houston. And if the Yankees meet up with Houston again, the result is going to be the same. Why? Because you have the same team on the field. A team that has not been able to beat Houston in years. That is the definition of insanity, man. Do the same thing over and over and over and expect different results. I don't know if the Yankees are good enough to beat the Blue Jays in 7 games. Blue Jays pitching isn't fantastic. Of course, we make anybody look like a Cy Young. Sonny Gray was complete trash here. Sonny Gray looked like Sandy Koufax. Manoah looked like Sandy Koufax. Everybody we face, Kevin Gausman looked like Sandy Koufax. Every one of them. Bob Gibson, Sandy Koufax, Don Drysdale, Tom Seaver, they all ran them out against the Yankees, I guess, the last few games. They're not good enough to beat the Rays. They're obviously not good enough to beat the Twins. The Twins are giving us a hard time. So, I don't understand why Brian Cashman gets to keep his job. I don't understand why Aaron Boone gets to keep his job. I don't understand why the Yankees have become a team. Well, obviously it goes back to the owner, but this team just settles. It just settles for just above mediocrity, because that's what they are. They're just above mediocrity. If you're a small market team and you don't have the resources, if you're, and I'm not trying to, the Pirates are playing fantastic baseball. And I love to see it. I want to go to PNC Park in the worst way. That's the next park I want to go to. I love that park. It looks so beautiful. Pittsburgh's not far from me. I have to find a way to get there. I want to go for like a weekend series. I don't care who they're playing. I really just want to visit that ballpark. And I'm happy, but I'm not trying to knock the Pirates here, okay? I hope that they have a magical run and they make the postseason. It'd be great. I'm saying the Yankees aren't the Pirates. They're not the A's. They're not the Rays. They don't have limited resources. They're not the Marlins. It's not like they can't afford to keep players or sign big-name free agents like those teams. Those teams either have to let their best players walk or they have to trade them because they can't afford to give guys. Like, I know O'Neal Cruz is hurt, but if O'Neal Cruz hits the free agent market and the guy's a beast and somebody wants to give the guy $270 million, the Pirates can't do that. The Yankees can. The Yankees just gave Aaron Judge $360 million. So the fact that the Yankees have unlimited resources, they should have the best analytical department in the league. They have one of the worst analytical departments in the league. It has killed them for years. Their analytical department has no clue. Because I don't know what kind of analytics say you just need a bunch of guys that strike out 100 plus times a year and always swing for the fences. It'd be one thing if the Yankees, if the shift was still on there, hitting the ball shift. There's no shift. You're not allowed to shift anymore. You're not allowed to shift anymore. And they still have low batting averages because they don't make contact. You put the ball in play, guy could boot the ball, guy could throw the ball away. You have a chance. Put the ball, guy could drop a pop-up, guy could drop a fly ball, he could lose the ball in the light, the wind could take it. But if you strike out, that's it. It's an unproductive at bat. You go back to the freaking dugout, you've done nothing. The Yankees have way too much of that in their lineup. They've had way too much of that in their lineup for the last umpteen years. In 2009, that team hit a ton of homers. That team also had guys that hit 300 and did not strike out a ton of times. Robinson Cano was a 325, 330 hitter with power. Hideki Matsui was a 300 hitter with power. Jeter had, Jeter wasn't a home run hitter. Jeter made contact. Jeter went the other way. Jeter bunted. Jeter hit sac flies. Jeter did things. He made contact. He hit 300. Jorge Posada, 275. Power from both sides of the plate. That's what the Yankees had. Teixeira, switch hitter, 270 hitter, power. That Yankee lineup hit a ton of home runs, and they did strike out, but they also put the ball in play and hit for higher averages. This team doesn't do that. This team hasn't done that in years. And I've said this a million times. I don't know how Peraza or Volpe, Austin Wells, you got some of these kids in the minor leagues. I don't know how they're going to perform. It's too early. I'm not going to sit here and say, Volpe sucks, send him down. I'm not killing Anthony Volpe. The man's played, 20 games in his career? So I don't know, okay? What I do know is the only prospect in the last 10 seasons that has come out of the Yankee farm system where we have drafted him, not a guy like Gleyber Torres, who Gleyber pisses me off, but he's had good years. He was a Cub. Okay, the Yankees did not draft him. Aaron Judge. Find me another player that has produced for more than 3 years that came out of our farm system. Good 3 years. Gary Sanchez is 2. Find me a guy, and Gary Sanchez is out of the league now. So find me a guy that the Yankees drafted in the last 10 years that has had 3 solid major league seasons for the Yankees. You can't. Bad drafting, bad analytical department, terribly constructed lineup that is one-dimensional. That's it. You're not winning baseball games when it matters most like that. Anyway, this is 15 minutes. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you for watching. Why Brian Cashman has his job, I have no idea. He doesn't deserve his job. He should be gone. The Yankees need to find somebody else. They need to change something. Analytical department, scouting department, GM, whatever. They need to make changes. Because winning 92, 93 games a year and getting eliminated by the Astros or the Rays or whoever's eliminating you should not be your goal. Your goal is to be winning World Series. And if you want to win a World Series and you can't get by a team like Houston, you probably should make some improvements. And they never do it. They never do it. They'll tell you they're going to do it, and they never do it. Anyway, so all I got in this video. Again, sorry so long. It's Bad D Dizzle. I'm out. Peace.